12:15 today, Monday. Slight miserly rain forecast for the day is rain and wind, and come this afternoon it gives it whooking screaming southeast, so that's going to stir all the bay up. Anyhow, we're off Dun Beach. I wonder which one. Let's go and have a look see. Dun, 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 dun. You can smell the rain, especially when it's been falling on. Look how green it is. This is all bracken. Give it a few months, that'll be all brown. But bracken grows really, really quick. It goes from like 2 foot to fucking 8 foot in a matter of days. And now, and I said on the other video, everything will be luscious green because we've had a drop of rain. Well, speaks for itself, really. Wind's already made its mark. Southeast, just see it coming around the head there. I'm going to be very nice here later on. And now we're going down there. Let's go and have a look. Every time I come down this little bit, I feel like a proper Indiana Jones. Hey, what are you doing hiding behind that tree? Ooh. 113 steps going down. Ooh, fuck. 145 going back up. Well, all of this sand and no Mr. Fish written in it. Well, it'll be rude not to, won't it? So before we go and look for some goodies, either that end or down that end, I'm going to stick a Mr. Fish in the sand. Oh, I just had to. A lot of seaweed's been ripped up from the previous southwest wind. Oh, what's that? Just a pre-warning. Dead animals will be next. Like he's succumbed to something. Quite like using that word recently. Poor git. I think that might have been a fox's dinner, or it's had an accident of some sort. Anyhow, let's go and have a look, see what we can find. Jellyfishes, washed up the beach. There's another one. Someone's written Mr. Fish with a fish in it. A lot of sea debris at the minute. All of this seaweed mixed in with the other types. Wow, so in this little small area we've got lots of plastic, as you can see. These are actually biodegradable. These are actually made from potato starch and 100% biodegradable. On the other hand, bits like this are not. Or even the fact someone has lost their teeth. Again, these are lots of these recently molted crabs with the dead man's fingers still in it, which are the gills of the crab. So he's obviously gotten too big and moved out of his shell. A bit like hermit crabs do when they grow too big for their shells. They go on the hunt for other shells. And also what you'll notice as well, especially after this easterly breeze, if you go down the beach, a lot of these sand masons, which are those pipefish that stick up, not pipefish, but they are like a pipe worm, should I say, stick up from the sand. And it's a bit like this one. If I hang this one upside down like that, right, the end of here is what filters the water for the zooplankton and things like that. The green stuff on the end, as you can see, is a seaweed, but it's a type of algae that grows even faster at this time of the year with the sun. But yeah, that's a sand mason. Usually it's up that way around, and it'll wave around with the tide and have like little fingers and things like that, or filter fingers, and feed through the microscopic plankton that's in the water on the beach. But you'll notice there'll be thousands of them scattered across the beach. You can see all the little tiny bits of it just all washed up. But we're a little bit early at the moment. Well, we're not really, but a bit down there. I'm going to actually take a walk down the other end of the beach. Now when you spend as much time as I do down the beach, you get to read, if you know what I mean. You get to read the beach, and the beach can tell you a lot with what's going on either out there or in fact on the beach. Now the last time I was down, it was pretty much sand right the way down through. Now as you can see, all the sand's been dispersed around the beach elsewhere, and uncovered all the small stones, especially down this end. So you get a longshore drift, and with longshore drift, basically that's what that means is the weather and the tide picks up the sand from one end of the beach and moves it down the other end of the beach, and vice versa. Now some beaches can be eroded really quickly through that, especially if the beach is situated next to a seaside town and the beach actually acts as a sea defence. So to stop that longshore drift effect, they put groins in down the beach, and they start high up on the beach and they run right the way down past the low tide mark to stop, and they do them in sections all the way down. Now if you go to Teignmouth Beach, you'll find that on Teignmouth Beach. And that's what they are. They're called groins, and it's to stop longshore drift. Now, when you be able to read the beach, you can tell where the tide comes up to, or where the tide has been in the last week. So in the last week we've had neap tides. The tides have been coming up, rolling up, and building this little shelf of bricks, stones up. So I know that's how high the tide was in the last couple of days. Blue tentacles, but they're just on the bottom of this rock. There's a lot of life. porcelain crab. These little fellas have been around for a very long time. Amazing little things. Told you I'd eventually find a pipefish. So these pipefish are the closest living thing, or closest living relative, to a seahorse. This one's extremely small, and normally this time of the year, and it's only the males that carry eggs. This one doesn't seem to have any eggs, but I spin him around. Hang on, just bear with me. So I've just had to make a video for the public page because I want them to see it as well. But I'm just going to put him back gently in there. But look at what I mean on how difficult it would be to spot something that small. Now this is what I mean, you've got to have the eye really to be able to spot something like that, and it's not a case of like turning up any particular rock. You've got to know what rocks to look at, and you've got to really think like a fish, or think like something that lives on the beach, and think, where would I go and hide, or where would I go and, you know, lay my eggs, or make a little home for my little family and stuff. You literally have to have a different sort of head on to think and to find these. It is just absolutely amazing. Look at him, he's quite content in there now. There's plenty of moisture in there for him just to stay there. I'm going to just build a little bridge over his head so he gets covered up, and he'll be happy as content. Happy and content, should I say. Little small oyster. Again, I don't think it's a native one. I'm not actually sure on that. Another filter animal, a bit like basically that's just a big mussel really. But that was tucked away down there, looking beautiful. Type of ragworm. Another one in there, look. Squirmy wormy. Very good for bait fishing, or for fishing and bait. Oh, he's all over the place. He is kicking right off, isn't he? Sea forest. This, guys, is a recently molted spider crab. So this time of the year you will get hundreds of thousands of spider crab coming inshore, just like here, to molt their shells, and they will move in, especially certain parts of the country, especially down off of Cornwall and all of that lot, maybe even off of Broadsands and Elbury where there's seagrass. They will move in the hundreds and just take over the inshore beach areas, where they will shed their shell or molt their shell and then move back off. So just keep an eye out for on beaches for spider crab, because they'll either be like this, molted, or they'll be alive and be extremely soft. But that is a molted spider crab. But this is the time of the year now where these chaps will move inshore and molt and grow bigger. You'll notice this all type of seed, but this is perfect for these spider crabs to move in, hide underneath there and start molting out of their shell. The hermit crab tucked inside a netted dog whelk shell. Right inside now. Tell you what, the water's actually quite warm. Still ain't going in though. You'll notice as well, just as the tide's going out, there are loads of little hermit crabs. In all different sorts of shells. This one's in a winkle shell. I'll chuck him back. But all the way along they'll be trying to hold on while the tide goes out. Well, that's the end of the subscribers video. Just found these. So from Mr. Fish down on St Mary's Beach. Cheers and gone! I was going to say cheers and gone, but I've just looked. French Connection. Well, thank you very much, and cheers and gone.